On day 1, I spawned into the Zelkova forest as a flying squirrel. This animal feels like it should be impossible, and yet, here I am. Wait, I've only got 6 hearts? I might not be here for long if I run into some dangerous mobs. And by now, you'd think I'd have learned to not say that out loud, but it was already too late. A cave spider came skittering out between the big red trees.
I have sensed the presence of a weakling to be crushed by me. Cave and Spyro, the ultimate warrior/ninja.
Your name is Cave and Spyro? That'd be like if my name was Flying Squirrel, but it's not. It's Zozo.
I care not for the names of trash mobs. You won't even have the honor and privilege of learning my humble moniker.
You mean your name? We were literally just talking about it, Cave and Spyro.
Oh, drat! Darn! Looks like I mustn't allow you to survive. Go, Ninetales! I choose you!
There was a flash of light, and somehow Cave and Spyro, the cave spider, summoned a fire-type Pokemon into the forest.
Ninetales, destroy this flying fool!
Flying? That's right! I zoomed into the air and flew away from Cave and Spyro and his Ninetales.
You can't escape me! I'll chase you to the ends of the earth!
I kept going until I was far enough away that I couldn't hear that spider's annoying laugh. Then, I found a tree to rest in for the night. Cave and Spyro flipped out on me for just introducing myself. What a creep. Let's hope there are nicer people in this world than that guy. On day 2, I managed to escape the Zelkova forest into the actual less scary orchard. This is perfect. Nobody will think to look for a flying squirrel in this forest. Just look at this fabulous tree. Great job, Zozo. But even a flying squirrel cannot fly away from the need to eat. All the escaping I did from Cave and Spyro made me hungry, so I started searching for some good nosh. What even is there to eat in the orchard? Any apples around? Luckily for me, I was able to discover a delicious lychee tree. The lychees are the delicious part, of course, not the wood. I picked the yummy lychees off the tree and collected some, which I promptly ate while wishing I had some boba tea to enjoy with them. Or I guess here it'd be bulbous tea, and that just sounds gross. Near the lychee tree, I found a dusty old chest, and when I opened it, I was lucky to discover some awesome tools. A stone sword, a stone axe, and a stone pickaxe. Hey, that's a great starting loadout. Talk about good timing. But my timing wouldn't be all good, as soon enough, a deadly Ninetales came running out of the shadows.
Ninetales.
Is that all you can say?
No, but Mr. Spyro pays us extra when we just say our own name. He also pays us when we say gang gang and ice cream so good.
That's weird. I guess we should fight. And we did. His fireballs were tough, but this time I was armed. With a few well-placed strikes, this Ninetales' 9 lives were all up. Oh yeah. That's how we do it in the orchard. I'd come to love this cozy forest and decided it would be the perfect location for my new summer home. That's why I used my tools to mine some stone and cut up some wood and start building myself an awesome little base in a giant tree. It wasn't much to begin with, but it was prime real estate I could easily expand with time. Cave and Spyro ain't nothing to me. On day 3, I went to gather some Nightshade wood for my base from the Nightshade forest. I equipped my stone axe and began to chop through the tall trees. Any one of these could yield a ton of wood. I'll have enough time to build in no time. But as I hacked away, I found that the trees were inhabited by a group of Tarsiers who didn't take too kindly to me chopping down their homes.
We don't take too kindly to you squirrels with axes coming around the maple taiga to chop down trees.
Sorry, I just needed enough wood to build my base.
You're gonna need to build your face after we're done breaking it. Get on, fellow Tarsiers!
The Tarsiers swarmed me and began to deal damage to my hearts. I swung around my stone axe at them and managed to take a couple down, but there were just too many. Okay, you can keep your wood. I'm leaving.
Too late now, little squirrel. We're gonna get ya.
It seemed as if there was no escape. And then a Myrmex Royal showed up.
Come with me if you want to be alive.
I do want that. Adios, Tarsiers. The Myrmex Royal cleared a path through the mobs and gave me enough time to fly away. I followed the Myrmex Royal through the maple taiga for a while until he looked up at me.
Why are you following me?
You said to come with you.
Oh, I don't know where I'm going though.
Want to come to my base?
Yeah.
From day 4 to day 5, I returned to the orchard with my new friend, the Myrmex Royal. How'd you like for me to build you your own room, MR?
That would be acceptable to me.
I was hoping for a little more enthusiasm, but I can still work with that. We arrived at the base, and the Myrmex Royal decided to stand to the side and do his breathing exercises while I worked on the base. First, I built a new floor. I wasn't totally sure whether Myrmex Royals had special requirements, so I just built him a cool, comfy room with a bed and some storage. You get what you pay for, and this place is free. After that, I decided I needed a nicer room for myself as well. Feeling a lot more comfortable on this massive bed, but my construction noises had a dark side. It attracted another Ninetail.
Gang, ice cream so good. Ninetales.
I fought it off courageously, defeating it despite getting a little burned by its fire. And my awesomeness was rewarded as it dropped a new special weapon, the Bubble Wood Sword. Wow, this thing has the weight of a bubble. It'll be so much easier to use, since, unlike me, he was a carnivore. From day 6 to day 8, I decided that I needed a good recurring source of meat for Myrmex Royal, since, unlike me, he was a carnivore. I discovered a flock of wild turkeys in the orchard and herded them into a wooden pen back at my base. It's turkey lurkey time, baby! I returned to explore the orchard and see if I could find any more turkeys. I ended up just finding one, Cave-in Spyro himself.
Ha ha ha! My nemesis stands before me once more. This time I won't go so easy on you this time.
It's astounding how you somehow even get pretty simple sentences wrong. He said he was wielding some kind of frosted sword in his spidery clutches. I drew my own bubblewood weapon and prepared to defend myself. I'm warning you, Spyro. You won't get an easy fight out of me.
Ha ha ha! Of course not! You escaped me once, so now I can see that you are my most worthiest of worthy adversaries, which is why you will taste the sting of my ultimate angel demon god frosted sword!
Cave-in scuttled in faster than I could dodge and struck me with his frosted sword. It slowed my movement somehow, perhaps by magic. I tried to strike back, but my counterattacks weren't quick enough. Even the bubblewood sword couldn't be used to its full potential when I was debuffed like this. I was losing hearts rapidly, and Cave-in Spyro seemed like he wasn't letting up. But then, for some reason, he actually did.
Ha ha ha! If that's all you've got, perhaps I was wrong about you. I will spare your last heart for now, but if you ever get any stronger, I will come for you.
Wait, you're letting me go?
For now. Count yourself lucky, Squirrel. Fly away now, in shame.
I flew away, totally defeated. From day 9 to day 10, I was lying down at my base, feeling depressed about how embarrassing that fight with Cave-in Spyro was. Luckily, I had all the wisdom intact of the Myrmex Royal here to help me.
Zozo, this is no time to be a baby man. You need to get up and work to reach your flying squirrel potential. Come and look upon my works.
You always know the right thing to say, MR.
I am a wordsmith of Shakespearean proportions.
I went outside my room for the first time that day and saw that MR had built some cool new upgrades. A meditation room for relaxing and reflecting, and a furnace for heating and forging. I returned to him, already cheered up from my earlier slump. This is incredible, MR! Thank you!
But this is not all, baby man. I have begun construction of something far more meaningful than mere buildings.
I looked and saw that he was right. MR had started building an awesome statue. It was still in its early stages, but that didn't stop it from looking incredible. What do you think it is? Tell me in the comments, cause I need all the help I can get. From day 11 to day 12, I was deep in meditation when a vision of the past came into my mind. I could see Cave-in Spyro cutting a swath of carnage across the overworld using his frosted sword. He would challenge any mob that stood in his path, and with his many skills, he would achieve victory over and over again. On a distant mountain, I saw him standing and brandishing his sword, undefeated after 100 battles. He had a Ninetail standing by his side.
Denizens of this overworld, come and face me, the great and powerful Cave-in Spyro. If you dare to test yourselves in battle, I have slain many a worthy foe, and I shall slay many more. For I am the strongest of all, and I walk a lonely road, the only road that I have ever known. I don't know where it goes, but it's only me, and I walk alone. Ha 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 ha!
That last annoying cackle of Cave and Spyro caused me to violently snap out of my state of meditative zen. I think I understand Cave and Spyro now. He's lonely, but all he can do is try to prove he's the best. It seems like I'll need to face him again so that he deals with his problems in a more healthy way. From day 13 to day 15, I decided it was time to settle an old score with a certain gang of pint-sized primates. Hey, Tarsiers, remember me?
I feel like I'd remember someone as ugly as you, but you're not ringing a bell.
Don't worry, I'll ring your bell for you. And the battle was on. They were still tough little beasts, but with the experience I'd already earned from my time here, I had the skills to pay the bills. Those Tarsier's hospital bills, that is. Soon enough, I defeated all of them and leveled up into a bigger, tougher flying squirrel with 18 hearts and a new power. Smash! Smashing! That's what British people say to mean good, right? From day 16 to day 19, I was mining for iron to strengthen my arsenal. The stone pickaxe I had was starting to get old, and I was hoping to replace it. I was in for a surprise when I was ambushed by a puma. It leaped out of the darkness of the cave to try and devour me. Oh, back off, big cat. I'm pretty sure this isn't your natural habitat. But then again, I'm a flying squirrel, so who am I to talk? I drew my bubblewood sword and unleashed a flurry of rapid slashes. The puma had strong claws, but with my new amount of hearts, I had no problem holding my own. I've got the speed, I've got the power. Feeling hyped, I used my smash ability to break the ground beneath the puma's feet, causing us both to fall to the bottom of a large pit. We took the fall damage, and then I swooped in and delivered the final attack. Down goes the puma! After that epic battle, I built my way back in and managed to find some iron ore. I returned to the base to take advantage of the wonderful furnace that MR had built for me. With some crafting, I was able to make myself an iron pickaxe and an iron sword and a few pieces of armor. Probably still gonna use my bubble wood sword, but having an iron sword is cool too. From day 20 to day 22, I was eating some candy when I felt an ominous aura fall over the base. Something terribly powerful was drawing near, and I could only imagine what. That's when the Myrmex Royal came creeping into the room. He seemed to know exactly what was happening outside.
Cave and Spyro has arrived. You must face him, or you will never be able to escape your destiny.
Whoa, what a thing to say. You're right though, I can't put off dealing with him any longer. I marched outside with my bubblewood sword and found Cave and Spyro waiting for me. He was carrying the frost sword and was braced for battle.
Ha 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 ha! I heard that you became stronger, and from the looks of it, the rumors were true. Now I'm going to destroy you as promised.
Yeah, I know why you're here, but I'm not going to let that happen. Let's rock! I used my smash ability all over the ground to drop Cave and Spyro into a large pit. Then I circled overhead with my flight ability. His sword would slow me down if it hit, so I waited for an opening and flew down to hit Caven with a fast attack. Then I dodged before he could swipe back at me. I managed to get a few more hits in before my nemesis climbed out of the pit and slashed me with the slowness effect of the frosted sword. I wasn't going to let that stop me, and I dodged many of his other attacks while hitting him over and over again with the bubble wooden sword. Before long, we were both heavily damaged and staring each other down.
Ha ha ha! You are better than I thought you'd be. Our rivalry is truly one for the ages.
Good. I've made my point then. You should fight again another day, if that's how you really feel.
You make a good point. I can't wait to see what you're like when you're even stronger than this. Come seek me out when you've achieved your next level of power.
Cave and Spyro left my base with a sword, and I breathed a sigh of relief. I stood my ground on this day, but tougher battles lay ahead. From day 23 to day 26, my good buddy MR approached me while I was chilling in our meditation room, contemplating all of life's biggest questions.
Zozo, your efforts were extremely impressive in that last fight. You're becoming less of a baby man, and for that, you should be proud.
Thanks, MR. I will admit, you have a real talent for making a compliment sound like a threat.
I'm sorry, it's just my accent. Here, I forged you a new piece of armor, the dragon-scaled chestplate. It will make you much stronger against the dragon fighter attacks of the Ninetales Legion.
I took the chestplate and put it on. Already, I felt a whole lot safer. Thank you so much, MR. This is gonna help a huge amount in my adventures. And if you watching this want to help me in my adventures, you've gotta search ZOZO for more videos.
Who are you talking to, Zozo?
It'd take way more than 100 days to explain that, MR. From day 27 to day day 31, MR continued to prove that he was the mysterious insectoid gift that kept on giving. He continued working on the statue while I was adventuring, and while I couldn't quite tell what it was yet, I was captivated by seeing how well it had come along. Stellar work, MR! You're a mermex of many talents.
Thank you, Zozo. But one talent I don't have is resource gathering. I've already gathered a bunch of moogaloo for the statue, but I still need some quartz.
Quartz. Like the quartz they have in the Quartz Desert?
The very same, actually.
That was all I needed to hear. I was already on my way to the beautiful Quartz Desert. But this wouldn't be a leisure trip. As soon as I arrived, a sneaky Ninetales blasted a fireball at me. Lucky for me, my new chest plate tanked it.
What? No fair. Ice cream so good, but that isn't good for me.
I quickly defeated the Ninetales with my awesome sword, and with my iron pickaxe, it was easy to dig up some quartz for MR's mysterious statue. From day 32 to day 35, I was flying far above the Quartz Desert, eager to return to my base and see what MR had in mind for this quartz. But I saw a sad-looking Gelada panicking on the ground far below, and decided that this sad little creature needed a hand. So I used my flying squirrel power to swoop down and see what was going on. Hey, I'm Zozo. Is everything okay?
I'm Jerry the Gelada. And no, everything's not okay. One of the scariest guys in the world, Mr. Veer, the poacher, kidnapped my friend, the sectoid guard.
You've got a buggy best friend too? I'd be devastated if someone kidnapped MR. Tell me where to find this nasty customer, and I'll save your friend.
Thank you. His evil lair is inside the lush caves, but tread lightly. He's a tricky customer, and it won't be easy.
From day 36 to day 39, I crept into the lush caves, staying keenly aware of my surroundings. After all, Jerry the Gelada told me that this Mr. Veer was a tricky customer. It didn't take me long to find Mr. Veer's lair, where he had the sectoid guard locked inside a diabolical cage.
Please, let me go, you maniac.
Maniac? How dare you? Everyone treats me like a maniac, and whenever they do, it leaves me no choice but to completely annihilate them, so I can prove just how sane and reasonable I am.
It was clear I didn't have much time before Mr. Veer snapped and did something horrible to the sectoid guard. I formed a plan. I'd sneak up behind Mr. Veer and take him out quietly so I could free the sectoid without any mess. But I had no idea just how messy this plan would get. From day 40 to day 43, I tried to sneak up on Mr. Veer, but he must have expected someone would do this. Without even realizing it, I stepped on a pressure pad for a TNT trap. Boom! A huge explosion rocked the lush cave, throwing me off balance.
Huh. Thought you could outsmart me? Try outsmarting this, you flying fool!
Mr. Veer pulled out a firework crossbow and started blasting. I tried my best to dodge as he fired the projectiles around me, blowing away blocks. I needed to pull out the big guns. I used my smash ability to destroy the ground around him. Then I lunged in and finished him off with a few careful strikes of my bubblewood sword. You've poached your last sectoid, Veer! After that, I picked up his firework crossbow and used it to blow up the cage holding the sectoid guard.
Thank you, stranger. I owe you everything. I never thought I'd get out of there.
Not long after he got the sense the coast was clear, Jerry the Gelada entered the cave to thank me too.
You've done me a great kindness, Zozo. Believe me, it shall be repaid.
From day 44 to day 49, after going on that whole crazy adventure, I returned to the base to give MR my hard-earned quartz.
What took you so long, Zozo?
Oh, I don't have the energy to even begin explaining that. That whole scenario left me feeling a little stressed, so I took some time to construct a relaxing pond on the side of my base. Something about looking into that beautiful still water really calmed my nerves. Oh, that's better. I've had such a weird week. But another thing cheered me up afterwards. MR had made another leap forward with the statue. It almost looked done. Can you guess what it is yet? Let me know in the comments. I can't wait to see who guesses correctly. From day 50 to day 53, I got the worst awakening possible. My base was being infested by flame-spewing Ninetail. I don't remember inviting you over. I'm gonna have to politely ask you to leave, or I'm gonna destroy you. But it didn't listen. It was too busy trying to set everything on fire. I fought it off, even gaining enough XP in the process to level up. I got bigger, stronger, went up to a total of 24 hearts, and even got a new ability, climbing walls. This is amazing. Look at how big I've gotten, MR. Wait, MR, where are you? Meanwhile, over at the evil lair of one Caven Spyro, the worst had happened. He'd kidnapped MR while I was fighting all the Ninetales and locked him away in a cage.
You'll never get away with this, Spyro. Zozo will come for me.
Ha ha ha! You naive little mob! That's exactly what I'm counting on.
From day 54 to day 57, I worked hard to put the base back into its former state, which wasn't easy without MR and his exceptional building skills to help me. Clearly, as goofy as he seems, Caven Spyro knows a thing or two. If I want to defeat him and get my friend back, I need to hit the books. That's why I started painstakingly constructing a library, filled with the impressive bookshelves and a nice place to sit and read. You know what they say, knowing is half the battle. I started researching. I read books on ancient battle techniques, on the strengths and weaknesses of cave spiders, and on the ways to harness my true power as an awakened flying squirrel. My brain will be more powerful than any edgy frost sword. That's when a familiar friend, Jerry Gelada, arrived at my base.
Zozo, I heard about your friend MR, and I am truly sorry about what happened. You helped me in my time of need, so now I'll help you. I can give you the coordinates to Caven's base in the Ibis Fields.
Thank you, Jerry. That's exactly what I need to save the day. But before I can do that, I need to prep the big weapons. From day 58 to day 62, I stayed true to my word, traveling down into a dark, treacherous mining cavern. I underestimated Caven Spyro before. That was how he got one over me. I'm not going to make that mistake again. It's time to go in with maximum knowledge and maximum weaponry. As I descended into the mine, though, I saw something bizarre and impossible. An angry Cape Buffalo. Yeesh, I don't think I want to take that thing on. Thankfully, I've got a power for exactly this occasion. I climbed up the wall of the cave, completely avoiding the buffalo, who didn't even notice me. Avoiding this confrontation paid off, too, because I soon found an abandoned chest containing a diamond sword and a diamond pickaxe. Okay, I can work with this. From day 63 to day 66, despite my new weapons and knowledge, I still felt so powerless. All I could do was sit around my base and mope. Totally alone! I looked up at the unfinished statue, a sad reminder of my failure to save my friend. If I couldn't save him, I'd never see that statue completed. No, I can't even think like that. I'm pretty sure MR would put his life on the line to save me, so I need to be ready to do the same for him. And if you think I should save MR, make sure you're subscribed to the channel and ring the bell to never miss another video. From day 67 to day 70, I made my way to the Ibis Fields based on the directions that I had received from Jerry. I was here to save MR from Caven Spyro, and I was armed and ready for the task. This is for you, MR. I'm not going home until you're safe and coming with you. I could hear the unsettling noises of the Ninetales who were on guard.
Ninetales, gang gang, Ninetales.
It's still so weird how they talk.
Did you guys hear something?
Oops, better stay quiet. I snuck around them and used my climbing walls ability to scale the fortress's walls. Once I was up top, I entered an open window and crawled inside. Infiltration successful. Now it's time for this rescue mission to go burr. From day 71 to day 74, I wandered the halls of the fortress with my bubblewood sword in hand. There were Ninetales below, but I wasn't about to draw attention to myself. I entered a suspiciously empty room that seems like the perfect place for an ambush. Right on cue, a band of big Tarsiers came pouring in to obstruct my path.
You thought you had Tarsier in The Last of Us, but we were Farsier from gone. We're gonna pun issue this time.
Another round with the Tarsiers wasn't the rematch that I came here for, but I guess it's the rematch I deserve. I fought my way through the monkey mosh pit with everything I had. The Tarsiers were tougher than ever, but so was I. With each step further and each Tarsier defeated, I was closer to saving MR. In the corner of the room, I found a hidden chest containing a full set of diamond armor. A fitting reward for such a tough battle. I could use the extra defense right now, since I took a lot of damage during that fight. From day 75 to day 78, I found the dungeon chamber where Caven Spyro was holding MR. Both my friend and my nemesis were there, and I watched from a distance as they spoke to each other.
No, I will never join you. I made that mistake once, but that was before I totally recalled my morals.
Ha ha! Such a shame! You are a powerful bug like me, but since you have declined, I must destroy you. It is the only way to bring out the strength of my true nemesis. I will go get my sword and finish you off.
Cave and Spyro left the dungeon room and passed under my hiding place. This was the golden opportunity for me to jump out and sneak attack. He didn't have his sword, so he'd be weaker. But that just wouldn't be fair, so I stayed hidden and let him pass by. Maybe I'm too merciful, but I guess I'll think about that later. Time to go save MR. I walked up to the cell and found MR exactly where Cave and Spyro left him. MR, I'm here!
Zozo, I knew you'd make it. Let's get out of here and never be back.
You said it. I don't know how long it'll be until Cave and Spyro gets back. We snuck out together and were able to avoid my nemesis somehow. Maybe we were finally safe from him. From day 79 to day 84, MR and I made it outside of Cave and Spyro's base and into the Ibis Fields. He went on ahead while I took one last look behind me at my rival's lair. What I saw made me shudder in my tracks. Cave and Spyro was standing on the roof of his base, looking down at me.
Ha ha ha! You thought I didn't notice you before, but you are mistaken. It seems that you spared me, but this was foolishness on your part. You're still taking me lightly, but never again. Everything else I was holding back will now be unleashed as I show you my even more ultimate strength.
Cave and Spyro grew to an immense size, and I could tell that he was more serious than I ever thought he could be. His frosted sword grew along with him, making it the most powerful weapon in the overworld.
The next time we fight, I will be in this form, the ultimate one, as I previously mentioned, and we will decide who is the strongest.
I would have my work cut out for me. For now, I retreated. From day 85 to day 89, I caught up with MR, and the two of us returned to my base, where we meditated to get over the stress of the rescue mission. I concentrated and was able to find peace by tuning everything else out. When I was done with the meditation, MR had already left the room, but he had also left behind an enchantment book for the fire aspect. This will make a good counter to the effects of the frosted sword that Cave and Spyro likes to use. I think I'll put it on my bubble sword. I added the enchanted book to my sword, and I went to go find MR to thank him. I searched the whole base before finding him standing near the completed statue. It was an airplane, the best flying thing ever, and an inspiration to me as a creature of the air. It looks awesome, MR, and I'm really glad to have you back.
I always knew I'd be back. Now all you must do is settle your score with Cave and Spyro.
I think I'm almost ready, but I'm not sure about that new form of his.
You're right to be worried. I've never seen Cave and Spyro like that. But in a way, that means he's putting it all on the line. You have to do the same if you hope to win. If you go to the lush caves, you'll be able to find the potion of ultimate power that will give you an ultimate form of your own.
Sounds like a plan to me. From day 90 to day 94, I spelunked deep into the lush caves in search of my own ultimate power. The deeper I got into the biome, the deeper my thoughts became. I wonder if Cave and Spyro had to make this same journey in order to gain his power. If that's true, then what if being the strongest means that I'm going to be challenged by the next person who wants to be the strongest in an endless cycle? I want to use my power responsibly, but will it corrupt me over time? A Ninetales interrupted me while I was still pondering the big question.
Ice cream so good. Ninetales.
Just completely forgot what I was thinking about.
Don't forget this. I am the level 100 Ninetales with maximum EVs and IVs. I'll burn you to a crisp like a crispy topping on an ice cream sundae. So good.
I found out very quickly that Ninetales wasn't joking. This was the toughest fight yet, and my dragon scale chestplate wasn't able to help me. I landed blow after blow with my fire-enhanced bubble sword, and with fierce determination, I fought through until the maxed out Ninetales was vanquished. My reward was lying just ahead, the potion that would grant me ultimate power in my fight against Cave and Spyro. From day 95 to day 97, I was resting and conserving my energy, preparing for the battle ahead. As he often did when I needed him most, I saw Jerry the Gelada coming over the horizon and making a beeline for the base. Oh, this is exciting! Jerry the Gelada always gives me cool stuff.
Not this time, Zozo. I just wanted to give you my words of encouragement. You know, it can be hard to stand up for what's right in the world. Temptations pull us this way and that, and sometimes it seems the easier path is better taken than the right one. It takes someone of true substance to go beyond. Plus Ultra, those are the makings of not just a good man, but a real human being and a real hero.
Wow, you're right, Jerry. That advice was actually more meaningful and more useful than any set of weapons or armor. Thank you.
Oh, right, armor. That reminds me, I also have some armor for you. This is pure netherite, some of the strongest stuff in the world.
I put on the armor and felt as secure as Fort Knox. There's no way Caven could pierce this. On day 98, as I was making the final preparations to lead an assault on my dastardly nemesis, Caven Spyro, I remembered an important message that came to me during one of my meditation sessions. The message said, subscribe to Zozo for more fun, crazy adventures in the world of Minecraft. And I don't know about you folks, but that feels extremely wise to me. On day 99, I approached the all-too-familiar Caven Spyro's Mojo Dojo Casa House. This was going to be the biggest battle that would have ever taken place in the overworld. Or, you know, the end. A true clash of the would-be strongest. Bring it on, Caven Spyro. While you were studying the blade, I was cultivating ultimate power. I walked inside and found him waiting for me in his big, huge ultimate form.
Ha ha ha! You are here at last. This battle will be a battle to the awesome. Whoever is more awesome at the end will win.
I know how a battle to the awesome works, and that's exactly what I'm here for. Down the hatch. I gulped down the potion of power and thus attained ultimate power. I grew in size and obtained 100 hearts. The burning power within my soul was overflowing and gave me the ability to use a Wither Skull attack. Say your prayers, Caven Spyro.
Ha ha ha! Who would I pray to? Nobody stands above me.
The battle was on, and I put my Wither Skull to immediate use. But where there's fire, there is the power of frost to contest it. Caven Spyro hit me with a slowing attack from his weapon, but because of my fire aspect enchantment, he took damage as well. We were evenly matched, but I knew how to turn the tide, a power that I hadn't used in a long time. Smash! I broke the ground away and dropped Caven Spyro into a pit. Then I used my Wither Skull attack into the enclosed area. I swooped in and descended with a barrage of slashes from my Bubblewood sword. Then I smashed the ground again and dropped Caven Spyro into an even deeper pit. With another big attack that took all my concentration, I ended this battle for good.
Ah ha ha! Oh, I lost. I guess I'm not the awesome one anymore. Now, here's your time.
You were truly a worthy foe, Caven Spyro. Hey, that rhymed.
Don't make it lame. Ah ha 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 ha.
He poofed into dust, showing me that I truly had won the day. On day 100, I returned to the base, bruised and battered, and just totally exhausted, but alive and victorious. I was eager to tell my friends that I'd defeated that combative, eight-legged weirdo. First, I ran into Jerry the Gelato and told him the good news.
That's what I like to hear. It'll be nice for me and my friends to feel safe in this crazy place at long last.
And after that, I, of course, went to tell my oldest friend, MR.
You did it, Zozo. Well done. You're the hero who saved us all, and you're no longer even slightly a baby man.
I've been waiting to hear that ever since I met you, MR.